Hello guys, welcome back to TFD. Wow, just wow. What an absolutely insane finish to that game. A'ja Wilson, take a bow. That was a clutch, game-winning buzzer beater with just 0.1 seconds left on the clock. When the Las Vegas Aces needed a hero, Wilson delivered in the biggest way possible. The crowd went silent, the bench went wild, it was pure chaos. Meanwhile, it's heartbreak for the Phoenix Mercury. They now fall 0-3 to the defending champs and are staring straight at the possibility of being swept. And honestly, that's not even the worst part of the night. SATOU Sabally's injury looked scary, really scary. She went down hard and couldn't even stand on her own. It was painful to watch. You could see the concern on everyone's faces, even from the Aces bench. No wheelchair, no quick assistance, it just didn't look right. We can only hope she's okay and that it's not as bad as it seemed. Still, this was one of those nights where basketball reminds us it's not just about the game. It's about heart, resilience, and those moments that leave you speechless. SATOU Sabally was having herself a night, no question about it. This was a good game, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. The Las Vegas Aces came out swinging, absolutely putting the belt to the Phoenix Mercury for most of the game. But then, out of nowhere, in the fourth quarter, the Mercury started to fight back. They made one of the craziest runs we've seen all season, cutting down that big lead and even tying it up at one point. And let's talk about DeWanna the scammer. Girl, you finally showed up. 25 points, 10 rebounds, that's the performance everyone's been waiting on. That's the reason they were fighting so hard to get you. You really brought it tonight, no doubt about that. But then, things took a bad turn. SATOU Sabally went down with a scary injury. Man, that was hard to watch. She hit her head right on her own knee. That's a concussion, no question. You could see right away she was dazed. Her legs gave out and she couldn't even stand on her own. That's not just bad luck, that's terrible luck. No one ever wants to see that happen. The arena went silent, teammates rushed over, and even Aces players looked shaken. You could tell everyone knew it was serious. A concussion, maybe a neck sprain, just tough. It's heartbreaking because SATOU was in the middle of one of her best games. We just hope she's okay and can recover fully, because the game needs players like her. That moment reminded everyone, basketball can be beautiful, but man, it can also be brutal.
Oh, I mean, that's just a common foul, but obviously for Sabally,
Your head,
yes,
it's
it's
right
kind
on
of like
Bell's leg. Oh, that's a tough hit.
We also saw that heartbreaking moment when everyone rushed to gather around SATOU. Teammates, coaches, even staff, all of them trying to help her off the court. They finally got her to her feet, but you could tell right away something was wrong. She couldn't walk on her own. They practically had to carry her. It was tough to watch. It was good to see her standing, but man, you could tell she was struggling. Those head injuries are no joke. You could see it in her face. She looked dazed, like she didn't even know where she was for a second. She could barely put any weight on her leg, and that just made it worse. The crowd went quiet, and you could hear people saying it. She's concussed. You could just feel the concern in the arena. That's just really unfortunate, man. It's never something you want to see happen, especially to a player like SATOU who gives her all every game. But it feels like the injuries in the WNBA just keep piling up. Every week it's somebody new going down, and it's frustrating. The league's got to do something about it because this is becoming a pattern that's hard to ignore. A'ja Wilson had an absolutely insane game winner, man. You've just got to give her credit. She was on another level. From the opening tip to that final buzzer, A'ja was locked in. She was dominant, flat out dominant. Let's take a look at the numbers. 11 for 20 from the field, 34 points, 14 rebounds. That's MVP level stuff right there. She completely took over the game and showed why she's one of the best players in the world. Alyssa Thomas tried to hold her ground, but honestly, A'ja just got the best of her tonight. Every time the Mercury tried to make a run, Wilson answered right back. Step backs, fadeaways, clutch boards, she was doing it all. And before SATOU Sabally went down with that scary injury, she was hooping too. 24 points, 5 rebounds. She was playing with confidence, bringing energy, hitting shots. You could tell she wanted that win badly. If she doesn't get hurt, Phoenix might have had a real shot to close this one out differently. But when it mattered most, A'ja Wilson rose to the moment once again. That game winner was cold-blooded, the kind of shot that defines a champion.
Wilson on the drive, the fade! You bet! You bet! A'ja Wilson with .1.
This was an absolutely wild shot. Tied at 88, clock winding down, and A'ja Wilson takes over, drives, hits the fadeaway, you bet. Buckets! Wow, what a game-winning shot. That's ice in her veins right there. And look at what she had to shoot over. A full double team in her face. That's not an easy look at all. Most players panic in that situation, but A'ja stayed calm, rose up, and nailed it like it was nothing. Pure confidence, pure clutch. Now check out this angle right here. Oh my God, you can see the defender's hand literally right in her face, and she still drains it clean. The form, the balance, the release, everything about that shot was perfect. That's greatness on display.
With 0.1 left on the clock, wow, man, that's pure madness. A'ja Wilson just buried the game winner, finishing with 34 points, 14 rebounds, shooting 11 of 20. What a performance. What a shot. That one's going to haunt the Mercury for a while because, let's be real, you're down 3-0 and nobody's coming back from that. You might as well call it. Jackie Young was in her bag too. 21 points, 9 assists, just pure control on both ends. Chelsea Gray had 11 points, 5 assists, doing her usual floor general thing. But make no mistake about it, this was the A'ja Wilson show. When it mattered most, she delivered like the MVP she is. Shout out to Jewel Lloyd too. Came off the bench firing, knocking down 4 threes, finishing with 16 points and 7 rebounds. That's why she's an Olympian. That's what you expect in playoff moments like this. Big players stepping up. Now, Phoenix does deserve some credit. They fought. They were down 14 or 15 going into the fourth quarter, something like 73-59, and somehow clawed their way back. That was wild. DeWanna Bonner hit that huge 3 to tie it at 86. The crowd went nuts, and for a second, it looked like the Mercury might actually steal this one. Bonner was hooping. 25 points, 10 rebounds, 7 of 11 shooting, including 2 threes. Kalia Copper chipped in 17 points on 6 of 14. SATOU Sabally, bro, she was cooking. 8 of 15 for 24 points, plus 5 boards and 3 assists. Alyssa Thomas nearly had another triple-double, 14, 12, and 9. They did everything they could, but it was too little, too late. That early hole cost them. And honestly, this all goes back to game 1. You had that one. Alyssa Thomas missed key free throws, and the Mercury made too many mistakes late. If they win that opener, this series is completely different. But now, down 3-0, it's a wrap. A'ja Wilson closed the door tonight with that dagger. SATOU went down with a head injury, and man, these women's national basketball injuries this season have been brutal. Still, this game had everything. Comebacks, clutch shots, heartbreak. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about that finish, because A'ja Wilson just might have ended the series with one of the coldest shots of the year.
Let's see what DeWanna scammer Bonner had to say after losing 3 straight games. Because you know how karma works. She left the Indiana Fever when the team was struggling with injuries.
Wear and tear on you guys to come back and get back in the fourth as you did, or is it just something where it's basically a stretch in that way?
I mean, it's the finals, so there's no... wear and tear. You just got to keep fighting, you know, like we're not just going to give up. It's hard to get here, so we're going to continue to fight to the very end. And I feel like that's what we've been doing all playoffs, is kind of fighting our way back into it. So just proud of the effort that we did put in, but like Alyssa said, we can't start that way, especially not against them.
Staying on the right side of the room, row one.
Hey guys, it's Aya Abdeen for the 9450. What have you seen from Kalia Copper in terms of her impact in the fourth quarter, and how did the team rally, especially after SATOU went down in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think it gave Kai opportunity to, you know, be aggressive and find her stroke. She fueled the fourth quarter comeback for sure, and yeah, unfortunately that Sa went down, but kudos to Kai for stepping up.
Next two questions will come from the center of the room.
For really both of you, you guys are veterans. You've been in the finals before. What were you saying to each other, to your teammates in the locker room, to try and kind of recollect after this game and, you know, come back ahead on Friday?
Defense. Our defensive effort in the first half was like unacceptable. I mean, Jewel came in and, you know, got them going with 4 straight threes, and they got their hands on a lot of loose balls that led to a lot of threes. So, yeah, our defense was unacceptable in the first half. I don't know why we came out like that, especially already down 0-2.
Next question, all the way in the back.
Hey, DeWanna. My question is all the way in the back. Christina Williams. Coach Nate mentioned that you came into today's game battling a sickness. How are you feeling physically?
Same, sick. But no excuses. It's the final, so I'm going to play regardless.
You have the mic? Okay, next question, right next to you. Okay, row 3, right in the center.
DeWanna, this is for you. Andy Romick with Cronkite News. In the second half especially, you got to the lane, you got in the driving lanes and finished down low. So tell me what you saw from the Vegas defense that really allowed you to attack the paint the way you did.
I don't necessarily know it was the Vegas defense. It was just me personally. I just knew game 3 I needed to be more aggressive. I felt like the first 2 games in Vegas I was a little hesitant. So I already had the mindset that I was going to come in and attack the paint today regardless. So just trying to be aggressive, just trying to get some points on the board for my team and do whatever I can on defense, defending Asia, trying to make it tough. But she's there for a reason.
Next question, front row to your right.
Hi, ladies. DeWanna, what...
Oh, God, I don't know. Oh, okay.
You came back to this franchise right before the start of the season. Was this what you were looking at, playing a whole season, getting to where you are right now, will either win or lose, and having your best game of the season when it was most needed?
I don't know if this was what I was looking for, but at the same time, I knew what type of team we had. I knew they were already playing great before I got here, so I just wanted to contribute where I can. But it doesn't feel any better than this to being in the finals in a Mercury uniform again. It's pretty just like an ideal situation, so I'm just blessed and honored to be able to do it again.
What do you think globally of the future of the franchise, regardless of how this turns out?
It's trending upward.
With how game 1 ended down the stretch and then tonight, does it feel as if this series is a lot closer than what the scorecard just says 3-0?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we had opportunity to win game 1 and tonight, honestly. Can ask for a better situation than that to, you know, have a chance to win it at the end. Game 2, can't say too much about that one, but yeah, definitely it's a lot closer than, you know, what it felt. It felt heavy game 2, and, you know, the first game 1 and game 3 felt a lot better. Yeah.
Spiro, last question, all the way to the right, toward the back of the room.
Oh, right here. Just a quick one for AT. You got more of Chelsea Gray and Jackie Young in this one as opposed to Asia. Just wanted to know how that affected your process as a help defender with you being more on the perimeter.
I don't think it affected it. I think, you know, having me on the ball, you know, I think in the first 2 games, we didn't do a good job of picking up in transition and slowing them down. You know, by putting me with size and physicality was just to make shots more difficult for them. And yeah, I mean, it's just the way the game was.